All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about quantum computing. I know, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? But here's the thing. What if preparing for this crazy future threat is actually the secret weapon you need to solve your most painful, urgent cybersecurity problems today? Let's break down how that works. This image really says it all. We look at the future and see this impossibly complex wall of code. But hidden inside all of that is a massive opportunity. It's about flipping the script on a distant problem and turning it into the key that unlocks the resources you've been fighting tooth and nail for. If you're a security leader, this probably hits a little too close to home. You are constantly putting out fires, right? You're dealing with phishing attacks, you're patching vulnerabilities, you're trying to keep up with compliance. The daily grind is just relentless. And that, right there, brings us to the heart of the issue for so many CSISOs. It's what we're calling the quantum overload. I mean, let's be honest. When someone comes into your office talking about quantum readiness, it is so easy to just tune them out. It sounds abstract, it feels years away, and frankly, it sounds like a problem for another day. How in the world can you prioritize a threat that might not even hit for a decade when your hair is already on fire? But here's the twist, and it's a big one. This whole timeline is a lot shorter than most people think, and the threat is already here, just not in the way you'd expect. So you need to get familiar with this phrase, harvest now, decrypt later. This is absolutely crucial. Adversaries are not waiting around. They are actively stealing enormous amounts of your encrypted data right now. They can't break it yet, sure, but they are stockpiling it, just waiting for the day a quantum computer comes online that can pop it open like a soda can. We're talking about your company's most valuable long-term secrets, and they're already at risk. And it's not just the bad guys who are paying attention. Governments are starting to set some very hard deadlines. Just look at this. The EU is pushing for transitions to post-quantum cryptography, that's PQC, to start by 2026. They're mandating it for critical infrastructure by 2030. And Canada's right there with them. This is not a theoretical discussion anymore. This is quickly becoming a real-world compliance headache. Now this is what's really fascinating. Check out the disconnect here. An ISAC poll found that 62% of security pros are worried about this stuff. That's a solid majority. But look at the action side. Only 5%, see it as a high priority and are actually building a strategy. That is a massive, dangerous gap between knowing there's a problem and actually doing something about it. So this is where we pivot. This is where we get clever. Instead of seeing quantum readiness as just another weight on your shoulders, we're going to reframe it. We're going to turn it into a strategic opportunity. Think of it as your Trojan horse to finally get what you really need. It really comes down to these two perspectives. On the one hand, yeah, it's a burden. It's another brutal budget fight, another abstract problem that just drains your team's time and energy. But what if you flip the script? Suddenly, it's an opportunity. Now you've got a board-level priority. You have a catalyst to fix all those foundational issues you've been talking about for years. And you have a way to unlock a completely new stream of funding. And this, right here, is the absolute core of the whole strategy. You're not just going to the board asking for money to solve a problem that might happen in 2035. You're using the undeniable, headline-grabbing urgency of the quantum threat to get the budget and the approval for the critical security fundamentals you should have been doing all along. Okay, so what are these immediate benefits? What are the actual gifts hidden inside this Trojan horse? Let's unpack them. Well, the journey to becoming quantum ready forces you to do 3 things that have an enormous, immediate payoff. First, you finally have to do a complete asset discovery. You can't protect what you don't know you have, right? Second, you build a full crypto inventory. And third, you use that inventory to finally go in and eliminate all your crypto debt. All those old, weak, or totally misconfigured encryption methods lurking around in your systems. And just that first step alone, it's a total game changer. I mean, think about this number. 73%. Nearly 3/4 of security leaders admit their breaches start with assets they didn't even know they had or weren't managing. A quantum readiness project gives you the top-down mandate to finally map your entire digital footprint and close these massive, gaping security holes. But the wins do not stop there. This whole process forces you to build crypto agility for whatever comes next. It strengthens your supply chain, it helps you finally clean house with data governance, and it immediately reduces your current attack surface. These aren't far-off benefits. They make you safer the second you start the project. And let's just double click on this idea of crypto agility for a second, because this is so important. This isn't just about swapping out today's algorithms for new quantum safe ones. It's about building systems that can adapt to any future threat. So when the next Heartbleed or Log4j comes along, you're not scrambling for months. You're ready to pivot. You're agile. Okay, so we've covered the tech side, but the real payoff here builds way beyond that. We're talking about a future-proof payoff that impacts your people, your company's reputation, and yeah, even your bottom line. You know, cybersecurity burnout is a very real, very big problem. People get tired of being in reactive mode all the time. A quantum readiness program, that's a massive morale booster. It attracts the best talent because they want to work on cool, cutting-edge challenges. And it helps you keep your best people by giving them a mission that's actually focused on building the future. I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? This is how you signal to the best engineers out there that your organization is the place to be, that you're not just stuck in the past. In a brutal talent market, that's a huge competitive advantage. And this forward-thinking posture builds confidence everywhere. Regulators, they see you're being proactive and getting ahead of compliance. Investors, they see smart, strategic risk management. And probably most important of all, your customers see a company they can trust to protect their data not just for today, but for the long haul. It's a powerful signal to everyone. So at the end of the day, that's the real transformation. This whole initiative shifts your security program out of that exhausting breach, patch, repeat cycle and into a strategic mode of proactive preparation. It makes you stronger today by preparing you for tomorrow. So I'll just leave you with this. The quantum future isn't a matter of if anymore, it's just a matter of when. So the real choice for every leader is simple. Are you going to look at that future as one more impossible problem to add to the pile? Or are you going to see it for what it really is, the single greatest opportunity you'll ever have to build a truly modern, resilient security program?